Oh, y'all ain't know what happened to Chris Tucker? Well, it gets a little deep. See, Chris Tucker had a problem. He films this movie called Rush Hour, and suddenly he becomes the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Not comedy actor, the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Every script in Hollywood wants a piece of Chris, but Chris starts turning down roles. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say they were asking him to do things that he wasn't a fan of.
Welcome back to Fame Drop. Chris Tucker is finally letting loose about why he really stepped away from Hollywood. And no, it wasn't because he was chasing an even bigger paycheck. The truth? They were trying to get him involved in shady, out-of-pocket stuff that he just wasn't down for. This man went from being the top-paid actor in the game to being iced out so hard he couldn't even land a role in a low-budget flick. Hollywood didn't waste a second replacing him with people who were willing to play ball. And word on the street is, that list allegedly included Martin Lawrence, Kevin Hart, and Jamie Foxx. And we all remember how things went for Martin and Jamie. Jamie ended up in the hospital under some very suspicious circumstances, and Martin was out here in public saying somebody was out to get him. At first, Chris kept quiet about why he really walked away from the spotlight, but seeing what happened to them, you can see why he zipped his lips. A few years back, when folks asked why he wouldn't return for Friday, he claimed he just didn't want to do sequels anymore.
I know Cube want to do another one because Cube, of course, it's like, he kind of created Fridays, and I was in the first one. Yeah. And Cube, after I did the first Fridays back then, I never thought about doing sequels. I always wanted to do a good job and keep moving to the next movie. So Cube asked me back in, I think it was 96 or 97. He's Chris, we want to do another Fridays, man. And I was just like, nah, I don't want to do another Fridays. I want to do like Eddie Murphy and them did. I want to do Money Talks. I did Money Talks, and then eventually did Rush Hour. I said, I don't want to do another. And he said, what? You sure? I was like, nah, I don't want to do another. So he couldn't believe it, but he kept moving, and he got Mike Epps, and they went and did another one, and it was great. He did two of them, and they were great.
But let's keep it real. That didn't add up. Not long after, he jumped right into Rush Hour, and then Rush Hour 2, 3, and 4. So clearly, it wasn't about avoiding sequels. There was something deeper going on that he didn't want to put out there. Chris has always been super rooted in his faith, and the wild scene in Hollywood just didn't vibe with him. That's why it was so easy for him to walk away from all that money when the requests started getting too crazy. He even said one of the reasons he passed on Friday was because most of his castmates were heavy smokers, and that alone made him tap out.
Has Chris Tucker not talked about being in next Friday? Because I know it was Mike Epps, but
we wanted him. He turned it down. Yeah, we wanted to pay him $12 million to do that movie.
What the
And he
fuck?
turned it down. He said it was for religious reasons. He didn't want to cuss, and he didn't want to smoke weed on camera.
Once Chris started saying no to certain roles, they didn't try to win him back. They just swapped him out with people ready to do whatever was asked. And like I said before, that circle included Martin Lawrence, Jamie Foxx, and Kevin Hart. The industry had a plan. They wanted a crew of funny black comedians on deck, not just one superstar who could call the shots like Chris Tucker. They figured if they had several at once, none of them would feel too special to turn down roles.
Had to go to Martin Lawrence, Kevin Hart, Jamie Foxx. They were saying, hey, we'd love to do them. And to be fair, they did amazing jobs at those roles. Now, since they did such a good job, they didn't really need Chris anymore. But that was fine with Chris. When I say he was turning down movies, I mean he turned down hundreds of millions of dollars worth of movies. And it's literally just as simple as he didn't want to do it. He didn't want all that came with it. Other people decided to fill the role. Win-win.
The first to get caught up was Martin Lawrence back in 1996. He was found in the middle of a busy Sherman Oaks intersection, clutching a firearm and shouting at cars passing by that somebody was trying to take him out. One witness swears Martin was also yelling, "Fight, don't give up, fight the power," as cops took him away to the hospital. But instead of digging into what he was saying, the media brushed past it, calling it a manic episode and saying he was being hospitalized. The tabloids kept labeling him troubled and hinting that he was on substances. But here's the twist. Doctors who treated him came forward saying there were no substances in his system at all. And it gets darker. Just 3 years later, Martin nearly lost his life after a sudden medical emergency. Then, in August 1999, he collapsed while jogging in the heat and fell into a coma. He made it through, but when he woke up, people close to him said he just wasn't the same. His career was never quite back on track, and rumors say he's been dealing with serious health issues ever since. Then came Jamie Foxx's turn. In April 2023, word broke that he'd been rushed to the hospital after suffering a stroke.
Cannot even begin to tell you how far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing. Now, by being quiet, sometimes things, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working just fine. Said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed. But I did go through, and I know they talk about people crying on videos. You could do take two, but I'm not gonna do a take two. It is what it is. And if you see me out from now on, and every once in a while I just burst into tears, is because it's been tough, man. I was sick, man, but now I got my legs under me, so you're gonna see me out. But like I said, I just want you to remember me for the jokes that I crack, the movies that I make. Some of them good, some of them ain't. I think I got a good one out. And the songs that I sing, man. And then, some people were talking about I'm clone.
On the streets, people were whispering that somebody wanted Jamie gone, and that the stroke may have been triggered by something far more sinister. The rumor about Jamie being poisoned, that one came straight from Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Big Homie CC, and he didn't hold back. He flat out pointed the finger at Diddy, claiming Jamie's illness came from being hit with cyanide. Big Homie even said Diddy tried to take him out the same way, not once, but twice. The second attempt allegedly got his own brother caught in the mix, but somehow both of them survived. As if that wasn't enough, Big Homie also claimed the reason Jamie has kept so quiet about his stroke is because he actually went to the FBI to report Diddy for the poisoning. But without solid proof, the case never saw the light of day.
No, he poisoned Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx reported him to the FBI because of it. I know that's a fact.
So, wait, you're saying that Diddy poisoned Jamie Foxx and that's how Jamie Foxx got sick?
Jamie Foxx reported this man to the FBI because of this. Facts.
Wow. Okay, and how did you hear about this? If you can tell me, or if you can't, that's all good. But you know what I'm saying? Like, well, people are they're gonna want to know, you know what I'm saying, how this happened, or you know what I'm saying, what's the backstory to this?
Well, by the time this drop, this is gonna be in the stratosphere. It's gonna be in the ether by the time this drop. You can probably look it up right now. But by the time this interview drop, this is gonna be out in the ether for sure. These people poison people, bro. I've been poisoned 3 times. Why am I testing positive for cyanide? You feel me? Why do I had pneumonia 3 times? So people like, man, why he breathe like that? Because I only got one lung. And then I had a car crash. I got one nostril permanently blocked. And I done had pneumonia 3 times. Somebody been trying to poison me. My brother got poisoned with me. The little lady I was bodyguarding, she got poisoned. Like, somebody is carrying on these antics. These is facts.
Is there any idea why Diddy would want to poison Jamie Foxx?
You get called to testify if you on camera and some of this footage, and you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself. It's ways in this industry people go about doing things. Just know I tested positive for cyanide 3 times after drinking some bottles in the club. Once you get hit with the cyanide, it turned into pneumonia. I had it 3 times.
Dr. Schutte came out. He said, well, we didn't find where it was coming from, but he is having a stroke. He may be able to make a full recovery, but it's gonna be the worst. My youngest daughter, she's 14. I didn't want her to see me like that. but she snuck into my hospital room with her guitar. They said I was paralyzed. Said I couldn't walk.
Now, unlike Jamie and Martin, Kevin Hart hasn't been caught up in any mysterious medical scares, but comedian Katt Williams has still called him out. Katt says Kevin's a sellout, claiming he was handpicked to replace him after he turned down shady Hollywood deals to protect his soul. According to Katt, Kevin's rise wasn't natural at all. He called him an industry plant backed by powerful people in the business. Stop there. He accused Kevin of being Hollywood's lapdog, taking movie roles that Katt himself rejected because they painted him in a way he didn't want. And here's the twist. From the way Katt talked, it sounded like both he and Chris Tucker faced the same kind of pressure. But when Chris came up in the conversation, Katt didn't defend him. Instead, he went off, calling Chris a sellout too, right alongside Martin, Jamie, and Kevin. Katt even suggested that Chris's habit of turning down certain roles was just a sneaky cover to hide his own industry ties.
The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
One person said, "I think Hollywood wanted Chris Tucker to start doing some things that are really immoral. And he said no. By stepping back from the roles, good for him. Living life for Jesus Christ's sake, honoring his family and remembering how he was raised." Another person added, "Chris knows Hollywood is a wicked place. That's why he said he and Chappelle had a similar walk. He'll never sell out to the elites. It's deeper than money." So now the question is, what do you think? Was Chris Tucker truly running from a dark industry? Or is there truth to Katt Williams' claims? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe so you don't miss the next wild story.